Again, it's Director Mike Bruno speaking today.
Great.
Are you ready, sir?
Okay. Sure. Thank you.
Thank you for coming today. I'm Mike Bruno, the Director of Investigations and Homeland Security with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. We often talk about community engagement. It's not just a buzzword or a trend, it's a true commitment with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and a fundamental building block to the commitment that we have to make this city safer for everyone. We cannot achieve that without the community joining in with us in this fight against crime. Crimes like the one that I'm going to talk about today. On Tuesday, January 26th of 2021, officers responded to the Kennight Drive area in northwest Jacksonville regarding a deceased person. This conflict started between two high school age girls on social media. The conflict continued to brew throughout the day to the point of where a fight was coordinated and arranged on the social media. Shortly after 6 p.m., both groups arrived at the Kennight area location and basically began fighting. Shortly thereafter, gunfire broke out in the area. People started scrambling. It was sheer chaos. There were over 100 people that attended the fight or came to see the fight on Kennight Drive. Detectives are continuing to work this case, and we're looking for information in the ongoing investigation. I'm not at liberty to discuss the details of the crime that occurred that night because we're still, as I said, it's early in the investigation and we're still working through many of those details. There is a long road ahead for justice. We're looking at extensive evidence collection, countless witness interviews, and reviewing hours of video, many of it from the social media sites. We know that there may be additional social media posts and videos that are out there that would help us with this investigation. As I mentioned earlier, we often talk about community engagement, and I'd like to reiterate that. Community engagement has two primary parts. That's the police officers and the community. No matter how hard one tries, without the other, community engagement will never be truly successful. I have to believe that at least one person that attended the fight on Kennight Drive is responsible enough to be able to provide us with the information that we need. We didn't get the call until the gunfire broke out and we had a deceased person, but we certainly need that information now to help us with this investigation. So if anyone has any information, they can call our non-emergency number, 904-630-0500. They can also provide us with the information through our tip line at JSO crime tips at jacksheriff.org. I'd also like to take a moment to remind everyone about the gun bounty program that we have. They can receive $1,000 for providing information about someone illegally carrying a firearm or using a gun in a crime. So that information for the gun bounty information can be provided to First Coast Crime Stoppers, or any information related to this crime can be reported to First Coast Crime Stoppers to where they can remain anonymously. And that number is 1-866-845-TIPS. With that, I'll take any questions.
You said that there were countless interviews that you've done. Have those been helpful?
There's been countless interviews of the individuals, some of them more helpful than others, obviously. Sometimes people are still reluctant, whether it's because they don't want to cooperate with the police or whether there's a fear of some type of retaliation. But yeah, we're continuing to do what we're supposed to do in the case, and like I said, we're just looking for the community support in this endeavor to bring the individuals to justice, individuals to justice that are responsible for this.
You talk about community engagement. What ways do you think can help the community feel safer to give information, or, you know, it's the saying, snitches get stitches. A lot of people are afraid.
Right.
What ways can we talk about to help maybe ease some of those troubles a little bit?
Well, and that's why I said that any of this information can be reported anonymously through Crime Stoppers. The Gun Bounty is also partnered with First Coast Crime Stoppers to get this information anonymously. And you know, sometimes we get information for cases, and it's not just about the money. The person truly has an interest in the incident, and they want to provide the information. Some of the bounties go uncollected, but at the end of the day, whether they collect the bounty or not, it keeps the community safer, and so that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that partnership. We're looking for that engagement with our community to make a difference, because it will certainly make a difference in the families' lives that have been impacted here.
You said it started with 2 females?
It initially started with 2 high school age females.
Basically scheduled a fight over social media?
Right. So the argument started on social media. It escalated to the point of where they basically coordinated a meeting time to get together and fight. And like I said, over 100 people showed up to watch the fight. And you know, kind of circling back on on your comment, if we'd have gotten the call earlier from the community, hey, listen, there's going to be problems. You know, can we get some police assistance out there? All of this might have been avoided. It may have been, you know, it may have never happened. So.
And the victim of the shooting was not one of these 2 teens, or was it? Sorry for my ignorance.
Well, no, but getting back to the point of there are still certain details that I can't discuss in regards to what we're investigating here. That's still one of the details that I you know, not at liberty to release. But like I said, it did start with 2 high school age females basically meeting to fight in a park or in an area.
Are there any charges pending for either of those girls?
It's still early in the investigation, and like I said, with the large number of interviews that we have as we identify further things through the social media or other you know, videos, it's certainly possible, but you know, we still have to work. We got a lot of legwork to do before we get to that point.
Thank you, Director.
So why was the victim there?
Well, that I can't answer. That's a whole nother piece. I mean, whether they received the social media information about that or not, I can't go into that. But basically, the others were there to spectate. So, thank you for coming. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.